welcome back to War in the East. We are now on turn 7 and it's August the 3rd, 1941. That means since the 22nd of June it's been about 5 weeks of time, but 7 turns. The first turn is a bit shorter to simulate the aggressiveness of the Axis attack. Excuse me. But as you can see, from the Polish-Soviet border, the Axis have already in very short time advanced very far. In the northern sector, the Axis are outside of Novgorod, but they haven't managed to break through yet. I felt obliged to fall back with my security forces because they were severely fatigued, I noticed, of course after being trashed by the German panzers in the area. And not that I have examined closer, some are regiments, broken down in regiments, but the armored forces here seems very strong, and I'm not sure how well my line is going to hold up. But the Lenin line is best I can do in the current situation. Stara Russia, they're not even sending any troops here, so of course this sector is very secure for now. Not so much at Veliki Luki. We lost the bridgehead south of Veliki Luki here. Let me get that writing tool, see if I can write. Yeah, I think it's Control 2. I have one of those writing tools. Pointer, flat screen. Control F2, Control 2. Draw screen. Control 2, yes. Yeah, so let's see. Control 2. Do not prompt again. Here we are. Alright, so this hex here was taken by Germany last time, which means they've broken through the river line running here. But we are going to make a counterattack outside Veliki Luki. How do I get rid of this writing tool now? There we go. Oh, it stays on the map. Control 2. Okay, and there I got rid of it. They left a single regiment alone in open ground. It is behind a minor river, but we have 4 divisions here that are going to attack over the river at the end of the turn. I still feel this sector is probably the most threatened on the entire map, although I see there's quite a few regiments around, so maybe it looks a bit more threatening than it really is. And there's even more infantry coming behind here. I wonder if they're gonna send some of this up north towards Leningrad, because I don't see a lot of infantry coming towards Leningrad. It's a bit of a weird force composition from the AI in the north. And again, second turn in a row, the AI left Smolensk open. Very bad mistake. They really should have a trigger to check that they don't leave major cities wide open in front of movement range from the human opponent. Since there's no infantry supporting the armor around Smolensk, I feel that this sector is not severely threatened. And I also actually started moving out the 20th Army of my kind of elite forces from Vyazma towards the front line here. They are pretty close to a railway line, so if I want to rail them away somewhere else, I can do so. Now, for some reason, the 18th Motorized Division has 0, 0. It has 0 combat values. I don't know why. It has orange fuel. Okay, so it has very low fuel. That could be a reason. Let's check its supplies. It has low ammo. Oh, yellow ammo. That's not too bad. And red supplies. So maybe it's something with the supply. Or maybe it participated in one of the fairly bad attacks up here. But I could move out 2 divisions to attack it here, but I think I prefer to stay in the line. I don't know if I have enough movement points to make the attacking. Oh yeah, I think I could. So maybe we should make 2 attacks. We'll pop the 18th Motorized Division and force it to retreat. In the Bryansk sector, the Germans did basically nothing. I don't think they did any attacks. Let's see. Where is the combat? Here. Okay, so nope, they didn't do anything. I mean, maybe because there's oh, look at that. They're all in red. In the top left corner, you have a little arrow that indicates different things, and now I have it indicating the supply situation. And it turns out these motorized and armored units are in very low supply. How's their fuel situation? And again, I don't know why you can see, oh, they have quite a lot of fuel though. Okay, but they're out of supply, so maybe that's why they didn't attack. Oh, they're waiting for all this infantry to catch up. I don't know, but the AI decided to sit still. I haven't played the German side enough to know that whether turn 6, turn 7, like right after the initial push, you cross the Dnieper River, and you end up here. Maybe they outrun their supply lines. I mean, the railhead. Can I even see where the rail construction units of the center is? Oh, I can't quite see it, but there's a lot of HQs back here. I don't see any HQs up here at the front. Well, let's just say they're resting up and refitting. A little bit interesting is that I have a new tank army. Well, it's just a regular army, but it has at least 5 tank and mechanized divisions behind the line. That's all I got for the second line here, so I'm kind of counting on the AI being passive, them being on low supply, and actually this river and forest line being a bit of rough terrain. So at least this Bryansk lance should slow them down. And they did not focus on breaking through towards Moscow. They did not focus on the gap down here in the south. Turn down here and head towards Kursk. They seem to be resting up and waiting to just push into Bryansk instead, which suits me fine, actually, to be honest. So I would call this sector of the front is holding decently. Again, nothing really happened here in the, well, let's call it the Chernigov sector. It's still very thinly held, but the German infantry hasn't reached the front yet, so I'm just gonna hold this and then pull back. They managed to push me out of Kiev, but they didn't capture it for some reason. They actually, I mean, they must have gone up to Kiev and attacked, and then they fell back. Maybe to save themselves attrition, because both sides suffer attrition if you're in a zone of control, meaning adjacent next to each other. But anyway, I could send in a security regiment into Kiev, and I don't see why. I did abandon Cherkasy, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Oh yeah, because I wanted to take all these hexes away from, and the NKVD motorized rifle division was the only high movement ability I had, so I retook all these grayed out kind of lighter hexes around here with this. So I'm not gonna slow down any German infantry that wants to move over the Dnieper in this sector here. Alright, so let's examine the Poltava sector here. Um, they made a few basic attacks. Oh, they made a lot of them. 5 attacks. But as yeah, I routed in the last one, and it cost me 2,400 troops. There was one division that's basically was wiped out. Was it? Oh no, that was in the sorry, that was in the Smolensk area, and it had to fall back. It fairly strong. I'm gonna not hold the line at all price here, but slowly fall back and try to buy some time. And still, the lower Dnieper sector is undefended, um, but there are not a lot and not very strong mobile. It's just a Slovakian brigade, a small Romanian tank division. But when it comes to the what's the name of this city? Kherson sector. It fell last turn, so I really had to consider carefully if I should fall back or if I should try to defend this or at least delay a little tiny bit. So these divisions are unready. The mechanized 15th is unready. This cavalry division only consists of 3,000 cavalry. There is one strong division in this area, 100 and strong, 8,000 men. So basically call this a skirmish delaying line. I hope I don't get too many rout results that they fall back. After all, there is a river and there's swamp to defend in. And I have a newly deployed unready, weak 3,000 man naval infantry brigade on the other side. Just to cover this area with a bit of zonal controls here. Okay, interesting. Odessa. Instead of entering the fortress with my last and fourth division here, I noticed that the Germans had three headquarters stacked right outside here. So I just popped out one hex, made them dislocate, and I could even have continued and dislocated this bridgehead rail construction unit, which I don't know how bad that would be. But what I do know is it's not a good way to construct your main railway line onto a town that I'm holding. And this Romanian army here, they just kept on going. They're just ignoring Odessa. So I can only assume the AI is going to be very stretched with supplies. I don't know where their Army Group South railroad construction unit is, so I don't know how far their construction works. And I don't think if I click the rail damage info on and off, no, I can only see on my side. I can only see where my railroads are green, meaning the Germans hasn't been there, but these newly captured hexes, my railroads are messed up, so I would need to repair them somehow. So anyhow, there's no way for me, unless I spot them manually on the map, to know exactly where that German railhead is. But I would say that having the rail line stopped at Odessa, not being able to anytime soon push it forward, what's going to happen with the supply on all these forces? Let's check their supply status right now. Yellow, green, yellow, orange. Oh, it looks like they're getting supplies. But maybe there's a lot of wastage of trucks running these supplies from wherever their headquarters and supply sources are. The supply system is very complicated. You really don't have to care about it unless you are out of supply, and then you would probably have to maybe move your units, construct a new depot, check where your rail lines are. But in general, it works. It's automated. But it just feels like the AI is kind of messing up the supply situation in the south by not, they could have gone north of Odessa and taken this railroad line north of Odessa instead. That probably would have been smarter, since they're not sieging and assaulting Odessa. I checked the replay or an after action report with Human, and in that game the German player just took the 11th German army down and assaulted Odessa, and it seems to be the smart thing to do and what people like to do. So, you know, the AI might be just failing miserably in the south by doing this. So anyhow, that's about it. Let's not go through the air situation, it's not very interesting. So we'll just pop out of our little province here with 2 infantry units and make a quick attack on... Well, we're not gonna make a quick attack, we're gonna make a deliberate attack. Oh! What the hell? He disappeared? What happened? He routed? I don't know what happened. Was that a fall? I mean, Fog of War is off, so whatever I see should be there. There shouldn't be any false reports. If you play with Fog of War, some of these units, you might spot them, you might see them, but there's only partial information about them. So they can be, you can see more or less. You have a detection level from 1 to 10 or something like that. So, but okay, I guess he was in such bad shape that he just retreated. So we just go back to this province, Hex. So that wasn't very exciting. But the Velikiluki attack, we're actually in a bit of low supply with certain of these units there. Right. Okay, they have a full infantry division committed to the defense. So this is not going to go well at all. It was a disaster. Well, we lost 1,500 men. Let's examine that battle a bit. So I'll explain. The red circles here, they are Soviet attacks, whereas the black circles, well, the black icons here are German attacks. So this battle, what happened was that the German commander had put an infantry division behind in reserve status, and it activated, and well, that made that attack a very bad attack. They only lost 150 troops, and we lost 1,500 troops, and we might have lost morale and everything. So that was a very bad attack for us. But I guess it was worth it, the try to kick that little regiment out of its location next to Velikiluki. But it didn't happen, so let's see how they... Do they have a lot of... oh, no, that's not a lot of fatigue. Oh, this... Maybe I did not attack with... Did I attack with all 4 divisions? I think I did. 1, 2, 3. I only attacked with 3 divisions for some reason. Okay. Well, since the attack failed so miserably, I guess that was a good thing. And that's all the combat for this turn, because we are defending mostly. So if you don't want to watch the AI turn, you can turn off the video now and wait for the turn 8 until it comes out, and then you can just fast forward to that and watch from the beginning. You'll see what happened after the German turn. Otherwise, you can hang around and watch what the German AI is going to do. So we are sending in supplies by transport planes into Bryansk and into Smolensk again. Alright, well, I'm happy to give that supply to the German AI once he recaptures Smolensk. Why not? Oh, Novgorod is getting air transports from Leningrad. That's weird. There is a supply depot in Novgorod itself, so I would imagine that there would be enough supply there, but I guess not. So let's see what the normal level AI can come up with on turn 8. I have to say, getting back into this game and trying it out, uh, if I had the choice to start a new campaign and either play against the AI again a third time on like very extremely high difficulty level, or try to find a human opponent on the Matrix Games forums. Matrix Games is the company that has developed this, or rather, they're the publisher for. Not that they need to, there's no fog of war, but I guess the AI is just programmed to do that. We have a first attack towards Novgorod, or the outskirts of Novgorod. So what's happening here? Politsai SS Infantry Division is attacking. Oh, it routed the border. We lost 300 men though. And Kiev fell. Well, of course. And now they're taking out the fortifications around Kiev. So they cleared Kiev and now they can advance. Oh, we were scouted. We only retreated with that weak infantry division at Kherson. That's excellent, instead of routing. I was afraid he was going to rout. I'm very happy with the retreat result. I didn't expect it to hold, but I didn't want to rout. And it seems the Germans have bypassed Tallinn. They have an infantry division on the coast now. I guess I'm skipping ahead a bit to turn 8, but we can see that on the map now. But they had 2 follow-up divisions coming from further south that can. Now they're attacking the Lenin line at Novgorod, but we're holding them off so far with equal losses, and they lose a lot of bombers because we're sending in. We had air support, and let's take a pause there. It seems like we're holding. Okay, if the odds are greater than 2 to 1, the defender must retreat, but Tolbukin is an excellent leader. And we're losing barely nothing, and we have a lot of bomber support, even though 13 of them got shut down. The Germans are sending in 66 bombers, so they have good air support as well, but they're only attacking with 1 infantry division with an attached pioneer battalion. So you can see a lot of information here. What I think this was a warm-up attack, because the AI usually do, as I said in the last episode, I wouldn't call them scouting attacks, but warming up or wearing down or attacks, and then to do a great final attack to finally take the hex. The 177th Rifle Division has a good defense value, 267. This division only had 103. I'm trying to learn how to predict and calculate the game. You can see here they have 3 divisions in this hex next to it. So if they were to attack with all 3, I think they can move this single division and they would be next to Novgorod. I'm hoping this hex will hold. We'll see. Oh, are we sending in IL-4 transport planes as bombers? That is an extremely bad move from the air AI to do. Yeah, we have some P2s and we have even strategic bombers. And alright, we held the first time. That was a fairly easy hold. Motorized division attacking alone, almost no losses at all, but it's a hold result, gives us morale, gives us experience. Another motorized Totenkopf SS motorized division is being fought off. They're wearing down our scouted. That means that the defenses were very, but Manstein of course is an excellent leader, and he turned a held result to scout it. Scout again. Panzer division. They didn't lose any vehicles, no panzers, but very light losses overall. 7 losses, and they lost 90 troops. A motorized division into marsh, swamp, I think was a swamp. Oh, we're doing well here. We're really holding them off very well. But I wouldn't say hurrah quite yet, because we haven't seen the last large attack that the AI usually mounts. Velikiluki is a strong fortress because it's a town. It has urban terrain, or at least city terrain. So it's harder for them, and they're crossing the river. They're attacking with a single infantry division. So these defenses are fairly easy. Oh, 1 to 12? That's excellent odds. They attacked with only I think this was a regiment that attacked. Ah, they made us retreat and we lost 1900 troops to 400. And they had engineering bonus. Okay, so they might be able to push into that hex as well. Okay, that's not good. Let's see if they manage to occupy it. Another assault on Velikiluki, and it held great. Ooh, that was so close. They got to within 45 meters of the. No, they're not able to push this division back. Nor are they able to. Wait, we have 2 divisions in Velikiluki itself. But look at all this infantry. We held back that attack as well. And another one, it seems. And losses are very light. Actually, we made 2 to 1 losses. That's good. Usually the Russians take larger losses because of low morale and experience. And now they're trying to take back Smolensk. Or actually conquer it for the 3rd time. No, they can't get through. They took 800 losses. That's substantial. 300 losses, and we're holding it again. 95 tanks lost. Oh my god, AI, you are so bad. You shouldn't attack with tanks into city terrain. 600 losses. You know, Army Group Center isn't doing so hot, but now they made us rout, but we only lost 800 troops routing. That is excellent. I mean, you can take thousands of losses. Oh, and they made us retreat from the clear hex next to... are they leaving Smolensk again? So they're pushing hard in the center, but it's not going well for the AI. Over 100 panzers lost in the assault into Smolensk. Oh, here we can see the rail unit. They're not getting in. Okay, south of Bryansk. They're trying to get across the river, but it's not going so well for them. But at least they're attacking this turn. Ah, they made us retreat. They now have a bridgehead across the river. Yep, they have a panzer division across the river. Ouch. We'll have to contain. And I don't have a lot of reinforcements coming in this sector. Oh yeah, did I say that I deployed? Yeah, I think I did in the beginning of the stream that I would deploy 11 new infantry divisions from the reserve and 1 tank division. And I definitely not taking 11 divisions as losses this turn. Okay, so they're not doing anything at Poltava because I saw all their supply was orange, very low. So I guess they're resting up this turn. Supply is very important in this game. What's that? Where are they attacking? I can't see where they're attacking. But we're holding them off. But where's? Oh, it's underneath this. It's up against towards Poltava underneath there. Yeah, they're trying to get across the river here. They're not doing so well. Mechanized division. Oh, we have 367 tanks in this division. Wow, 5,000 losses. That is painful. But no encirclement, it seems. And they're across the Dnieper with cavalry brigades up here as well. And that was it. Well, all in all, I would say this was another successful turn for the Red Army. And they have deployed a couple of siege troops around Odessa now, finally. I mean, there's a couple of areas where they're threatening the Soviet Union, but all in all, we're holding on well, which is to be expected. And this is the end of the turn. So I'll save here, and I'll do my deployments for turn 8, and then I'll come back in the next stream. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.